Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing fine. So I just got off a call today, and I wanted to talk about certain things that I learned from that particular call. Um, I guess we can call this video or title this video "The Power of Networking." Now, what do I mean by the power of networking? So around 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, I was on a plane to a specific country. Um, I got on a plane. It was a 5 hour flight. And I'm gonna keep some details out because I want to keep this person anonymous, right? Because I didn't really, I want to talk about them, but I didn't really like ask them. Oh, can I put your name? So I can't use their name. So I was on I was on my way from London to a conference, and this was like a 5 hour flight ish, right? Normal, easy jet, economy, just sitting down, just trying to get to this country for my first time. And I'm sitting next to this white gentleman. Yeah, we're just chilling, we're just talking. Oh no, we're not talking at the time. It's just a plane, hey, hi, we're just doing our thing. At some point, this gentleman opens up a laptop. I'll never forget, it was a Dell XPS 13. He opens it up and he starts coding. And guess what this gentleman is coding? He's coding Angular. And I'm an Angular developer. So I look at it and I go, oh. So I ask him, hey, sorry, hi. You work in IT and everything. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah. So we start talking. I spark a conversation. He sparks back. We start talking. We start talking. And I got along with this gentleman. Very amazing guy. Cool guy. Very nice fella. Pretty cool. Very lax. I like it when I meet people and they're able to, let me put it this way, be near inappropriate as possible, because that lets me know they're not putting up a front. They can almost curse when they need to curse without trying to be like, if they're, they can they can be their true self, and I can be my true self. I can curse back. Not saying cursing is good, but so at some point he didn't ask me, because I told him I was going for a conference. He goes, this conference you're going for, what is it you're going for? What's the name of the conference? And I tell him, and he goes, that's where I'm going to. I'm actually sponsoring that conference. I'm like, oh, cool. So we land, and he was actually, so I've got a Nigerian passport at this time. He doesn't have a Nigerian, but he's got a European passport. So he goes through, but me, because I got this beard, and I got a specific type of last name, and I got a Nigerian passport, and you open it up, you see visas to all these countries. I'm like a walking red flag. And so I got delayed. But do you know that this gentleman was actually waiting for a while outside, because he gathered, we're going to the same conference. They put up all of us in the same hotel. We can share a taxi, which he was willing to pay for, by the way. So he done that. Then later on, because we had exchanged contact, that he had emailed me or messaged me or something saying, hey, by the way, like, did you get there safe? I'm like, oh yeah, I got in safe, but he was like, I waited for you. I was like, oh no, don't worry, they delayed me for like 3 hours. It's just standard process. So at the time, he just started building this company. He was building a product that was an open source. If you don't know what open source means, it's free product. You just do it for the community. And at the time he had built that, he had built this open source product. And he was the only one just, working on it. Then, now he has to go to these conferences to go speak, that kind of thing, by himself. He didn't really have any staff then. Now, I mean, years later, we kept on meeting at different conferences because we're in the same field. And there was one time he told me about how he was just on his way to making $8 million. I was like, wow. And it was costing maybe $2 million to run the business, something like that. Last week, I read a publication. This guy has just turned over $16 million. 60 million pounds. I believe it's pounds. 16 million. 16. Turned over 16. I mean, I'm not sure if it's pounds or dollars, but it doesn't really matter. He turned over, because even if it's dollars, 16. Turned over. and he gets you know, we were just discussing, and it was really because I'm a bootstrapper. If you don't know what bootstrapping means, it means I like to build companies from the ground up and scale. My main A is, can I make revenue? Can somebody pay for this product? I'm not really from the VC school of thought where you want another person to come and raise and give you money. No, can we make this money? Can we make a profitable business out of this? That's the most important thing. And while I was all this while, this is the span of 5-6 years, I've been building a bunch of things on the side. So when I read that publication that he had made, I reached out to him and said, hey man, it's been a while. Let's do something together. Let me not do something, but let's catch up. Let me see where you are. I want to really congratulate you. He was kind enough to give me his time. Now I'm jumping on that call because I want to learn. That's it. Here, somebody has taken a blueprint I'm trying to make and has made it work, and has made it work for good. And we had a lengthy conversation, nearly an hour, 45 minutes ish. I talked to him about where he is, how much money he's making, how much is he burning. He was asking me about some of the things I was doing. I showed him some of the things I'm doing, and he's telling me all the great things, how he has that, he's got kids now, all of that, and it was just, after I finished the phone call, I said it was just that, hello, hi, how are you doing? A lot of people would have been sat right next to me and they would have not sparked that conversation, even though they saw someone doing something. They would have not sparked that conversation. He did. Sorry, I did. And he responded back. Maybe he was not a talker. It didn't really matter. I took lead. I said, hey, I'm going to talk to this guy. And the reason why I'm making this video is I want to show you how powerful your ability to just reach out. I don't care if you're an introvert or an extrovert, no excuse. Say, hey, man, you and I have this in common. What's up? The worst thing the person can say is ignore you or say no to you. That's the worst thing that can happen. So that was really, really dope. You understand? And that was the type of thing that now I'm speaking to this guy. We're planning on meeting up. He's giving me advice. He's helping show me things. And he's living the type of life I want to live. He's invested in companies. He's just bought another house. He's doing things for his family, and he's working remotely. Just the type of life I want for myself. And networking is important, but networking starts from you taking lead. If you want to be a great networker, you have to be willing to take lead, not risk, lead. Lead a conversation. Hello, good afternoon. And it's the most basic things that lead conversation. Excuse me. Hello, good afternoon. If you don't have those manners, you're not going to be able to lead a conversation. I was raised to always say good afternoon. When I get in an Uber today, I say good afternoon. How's your day going? Every Uber. I've talked out an Uber driver from potential suicide just because I said good afternoon. Just because I said good afternoon. That's it. You know what? I'm going to change the title of this video to say hello, good afternoon. That's it. And that's just my manners. I say ma'am, sir, good afternoon. It's just how I was raised. And I like it when people say it to me, so I say it to people. That's the most important thing. You got to be willing to lead conversations, and it starts from good manners. And then you share something in common, and you make people, they might be introverted, you make them feel comfortable. Now they open up, and you gain knowledge from them. So very important. And I'm so happy for this guy because, it was such an amazing thing. And he's just, and I'm a big fan of bootstrappers. So, all in all, be comfortable speaking to people. You never know who they will become. I've managed to stay in touch with this guy. I have his number. We, yeah, once a year, once every 2 years, everything. That's the most important thing in life. Build relationships, but also maintain them. So I had to make this video because I'm still buzzing from just the amazing feedback I got from him. You know, of how you should do this, how you should do. He's making $16 million a year. Anything he says to me is golden. And I told him, I said, I'm here to listen. And I'm trying to also be useful to you. I'm like, have you thought about investing in this market? Have you thought about investing in the African market and this and that? And at the end, he actually gave me an assignment. He said, hey, I'm looking for this. And best believe, I want to go help him out. Look for that person. You know why? Not because I want something back in return. Just him spend 1 hour of his time is invaluable. And I was even laughing. I'm like, thank you for your time because you're not even charging me for it. If you're making $16 million a year, 1 hour from you is invaluable. You know what you're going to learn? I got that for free. People think somebody's got to hand you a check or anything. No, that's not it. That's what you need to understand. You need to understand that. So, anyways, I hope this inspires somebody today. Learn how to say hello to people. Learn how to lead a conversation. Learn how to spark a conversation. And have good manners. Create relationships. Maintain them. You don't know who is who, and you don't know who will become whom. A wise woman, Maya Cado, once told me that. I told her, you don't know who is who. She said, Sunny, also, you don't know who will become who. So shout out to Maya. I know you and I always banter, but, I rate you. So anyways, till next time.